A notable Trinidadian sports personality has been making waves in the world of music and recently released a new infectious song with a fusion of Caribbean and country music elements. Our Damian Sogren shares more in this week's Spotlight Caribbean.
Yours truly, Damian Sogren, back in your company, and Trinidad-born national cyclist, sporting event organizer, and motivational speaker Michael Phillips adds singer-songwriter to his illustrious portfolio. He shares on how he transitioned from the world of sport into the world of music and about his latest single entitled Tailor-Made for Me.
During COVID, it was one of those things where people were just finding interesting things to do, and there was a sequence of events that led me down this rabbit hole, so to speak, and discovering a talent that I never thought I would have. And it was really, it's almost discovering like you have a hidden superpower. So for me, it was fascinating, fun. It's been a very interesting experience. I found myself being someone who wants to really dig into the details and to really develop and hone in on that craft.
The singer-songwriter, who drew inspiration for his new track Tailor-Made for Me from a conversation with his son, offered a deeper dive into the motivation behind his latest release.
Going into the song and starting with the first line, it made me realize, it's interesting thinking about dating in the age of social media, and that just came in as an element, and how people would probably, there definite changes. So people like myself, who would have obviously grown up before there was social media, there was no impact of an emoji, and how an emoji is like our modern day hieroglyphics, so to speak, almost the point of telling a story and expressing an emotion and punctuating a sentence with an emotion attached to it, expressing an intention. And I found that very interesting, and it just took on a really fun life of its own. And for me, the process of songwriting was one where lines are almost like delivered to my head, and pictures are delivered to my head, and then I try to compress it and write it in a way with a melody that the listener themselves has that same experience with their own pictures in their own heads.
Tailor-made for me, where your hand fits and mine is easy to see. Tailor-made for me, flash that smile to my heart, wants the key now. Tailor-made for me, you're my star, but loose and fancy free. You're coming to life, boyhood fantasy. You're tailor-made for me.
Tailor-Made for Me was penned by Michael Phillips and produced by UK-based production group Tours. The world-ranked athlete turned musician has so far received reactions of positivity and curiosity surrounding the new song.
The response has been very positive, but most people, whenever they hear my songs, the first thing they say is, "Oh my God, the lyrics." I guess in them, for them, I have a clever way of writing that I don't like to use predictable words. I always like to put a spin on things that may make you smile or make you think.
Tailor-Made for Me was recently launched along with several of Michael's original compositions at an intimate concert at the home of cricket icon Brian Lara, and featured an all-star cast of TNT musicians. As he continues to embark on this exciting new musical chapter, sharing his experiences with audiences worldwide, he shares this message of inspiration to the masses.
I want to let everyone know you're never too old to try something new. Try something that scares the living daylights out of you. The first time I got on stage was about 3.5 months after I started playing the guitar. And that for me was probably the scariest thing that I ever did. But I'm glad that I took that chance, and also just continue exploring yourself, continue exploring your mind, and you never know what those little things where they can take you.
Tailor-Made for Me is now available on Michael Phillips' YouTube page as well as on all major streaming platforms. I'm Damian Sogren, inviting you to join us again for another Spotlight Caribbean.